Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning to everyone. Today I'm going to start my sharing presentations entitled Strength and Corrosion's Effect of HDPE Concrete. Actually, this paper or this study is written by myself and my friend Siti Harni binti Zainal from Polytechnic Melaka. Okay, actually this is the content of my presentations. We have introductions, problem statement, objective, scope of study, methodology, result and analysis, discussion and conclusions, and also the recommendation. For introductions, the broad utilizations of concrete in construction justify why this conventional material is being continuously modified and developed to perform better in many situations. In order to improve the long-term performance of concrete, other waste materials can be added, especially from industrial products, such as fly ash, bottom ash, waste plastic, and tires. For this study, HDPE is used as the additional materials, which is mined with the concrete. Water cement ratio used is 0.55. It is based on previous research. The test carried out from this study is compression test and corrosion test using half cell 2000. Compression strength test is used to know the quality of concrete. The cube size used is 150 times 150 times 150 millimeter. The results of compressive strength shows the hardness of the concrete. Compressive strengths of concrete specimens defines after 28 days of curings. Okay, this is the next test, which is using half cell 2000 potential method, and this test used to know the corrosion conditions of reinforced concrete and the possibility of active corrosions found as guidelines below. Okay, the table shows the rate of corrosions. The potential differences level will appear using this equipment, and with that we can know the chance of rebar being corroded. Okay, actually this study carried out because of the problems or the problem statement below. First, the environment is polluted with garbage such as bottles, plastic, and others. Then there's a problem in waste management. Other than that, the rising cost of materials such as sand and the risk of the raw material shortage also the reason for this study. Objective of these studies to determine the strength of HDPE concrete mix design, to identify the optimum percentage of HDPE replacing in the concrete mix design, to analyze the rate of corrosions of HDPE reinforcement concrete. Scope of study. This research study only focused on the strength of HDPE concrete at 7, 14, and 28 days. The concrete followed the design mix 1 to 4 and meets the 20% and 30% of HDPE, then a few of concrete attached with reinforcement, and immersed with salinity, then test for corrosions. Water cement ratio used is 0.55. Result compressive strengths of additional HDPE 20% and 30% will be compared with control samples. Its SAMs goes to the samples of reinforced concrete. Then it will test with using half cells 2000 to check the corrosion's potential. Compression test is conducted at Polytechnic Productions, and for corrosion potentials is done at Malaysian Nuclear Department. For methodology, actually, we use a design mix G20 or M20 with ratio 1 to 4. Okay, actually 72 cubes samples made for this test purpose. Okay, actually, the sample is for the control samples, 20% of Hdpe samples and 30% of Hdpe. Compressive strength conducted using UTM machine, which is the ultimate tensile machine. Okay, this is the data shows the weight of every single design mix that I use for this research. Okay, next, reinforced concrete test with half cell 2000. Actually, these methods may be used to indicate the corrosion's activity associated with steel embedded in concrete. This method can be applied to member regardless of their size or the depth concrete cover. This method can be used at any time during the life of concrete member. In this research, Hdpe 20% and 30% concrete test to make sure the chance of rebar being corroded. For result and analysis, actually this is the results for compressive strength. Okay, the table shows the maximum strength under applied load for M20 concrete. Okay, if we can see here the control Hdpe 20% and Hdpe 30% strength from 7 days, 14 days, and 28 days. Okay, the graph above shows comparison between compressive strength of concrete with different Hdpe percentage due to curing periods. The concrete with 30% of Hdpe achieved strength of 6 megapascal on 28 days. Actually, it can be accepted for concrete and it categorized as concrete masonry, which is higher than 5.2 megapascal. While by looking at this graph, for 20% Hdpe shows the strength achieved 17 megapascal for 28 days. And from this graph can be concluded that is very recommended for construction's use. The strength of concrete is depend on the types and size of aggregate used and different additive material. It produces variations in tensile strength and compressive strength. Okay, this is the result for corrosion test. From this table, note that 30% of Hdpe in concrete shows more than 2000. Okay, more than 2000 here. And by looking at this rate corrosion table, it can be said that okay, it's only 5% of chance of rebar being corroded. Okay, this result is very good to shows that 30% of Hdpe have a potentials use in a concrete mixing. From a graph of half cell 2000 result here, we can say the probability of corrosions using half cell 2000 toward Hdpe reinforced concrete shows reinforced concrete of 30% Hdpe placed in concrete mixing has higher resistance towards corrosions compared to 20% additional. On other hand, 30% of HDPE may result in lower strength compared to 20% of HDPE as well as a control samples. From all the results shows, the discussion and conclusion can be said here is from the result it proved that concrete with HDPE can be used in constructions due to its complaint strength. Low corrosion rate and high velocity detected also give a strong reason for new mix design as HDPE design ratio to be implemented and used as a new compositions material in concrete, and at the same time to be practiced on site. However, the combinations of HDPE in concrete mixing should be lower than 20% in order to have an acceptable strength. Overall, this study was successful and can expand more for the future. Regarding the relationship between HDPE ratio and the impact on corrosions, it can be noted that excessive HDPE use may also down the corrosion's effect but is gradually weakens the concrete strength because of the properties of HDPE and the other materials in the concrete mixes. Note that half-cell potentiometer approach can be used to evaluating the corrosion rate for reinforcement in structure. This method produced successful outcome for both in situ and ex situ. Lastly, I suggest for recommendations for the future ideas of study, it can be improved by adding a smaller size of HDPE, which can lead to an increase in concrete structure as well as compressive strength and behavior. Also, we can add certain chemical into the concrete mix design that can help in strengthening the bond between the concrete ingredients. But last but not least, regarding the relationship between the ratio of HDPE and the effect on corrosions, it can be noted that the excessive use of HDPE can delay the effect of corrosions, but it gradually weakens the strength of concrete due to the properties of HDPE and other materials in the concrete mix. I think that's all from me. Thank you.